For more than 7 decades, fire and fear have profoundly defined the Middle East. This enduring conflict, steeped in complex history, continues to shape countless lives and destinies across the region. Behind Israel's aggression against Arabs lies a story of profound tragedy, immense power, and relentless survival. It's a struggle deeply written in blood and broken dreams, a narrative often misunderstood and fiercely debated. In 1947, the United Nations drew lines on a map, a decision that would forever alter the region's future. This plan promised land to Jewish people who were desperately fleeing centuries of persecution and the horrors of the Holocaust. Simultaneously, the plan also allocated land to Arabs who had lived there for generations, cultivating the land and building their communities. But these lines, drawn by distant hands, cut deep into the existing social and political fabric. Arabs vehemently rejected this partition, calling it an unjust theft of their ancestral homeland and a betrayal of their rights. The following year, in 1948, the State of Israel was born, immediately igniting a devastating war. Over 700,000 Palestinians were forced to flee or were violently driven from their homes, becoming refugees overnight. They refer to this tragic event as the Nakba, meaning the catastrophe, a wound that remains unhealed. Conversely, Israel celebrated this period as its hard-won independence, a miraculous birth of a nation against all odds. From the very beginning, two profoundly different truths collided, setting the stage for ongoing conflict. 1967 marked another pivotal moment. In just 6 intense days, Israel launched a swift and decisive military campaign, crushing 3 formidable Arab armies. This victory dramatically reshaped the regional map. Israel seized control of the West Bank, Gaza, East Jerusalem, and the Golan Heights, expanding its territory significantly. For Israelis, this was a miracle of survival, a testament to their resilience and military prowess. However, for Arabs, this swift defeat was a profound humiliation, marking the painful birth of a prolonged occupation. The consequences of this war continued to reverberate through generations. Every battle won by Israel, every strategic gain, meant more land lost and more control diminished for Arabs. Each victory, while securing Israel, inadvertently planted seeds of deeper anger and resentment. Israel insists that its aggression is fundamentally about survival, a necessary response to existential threats. Surrounded by nations that have historically sworn to erase it from the map, its fears are deeply rooted. Scarred by relentless terror attacks and rockets raining down on its towns and cities, Israel has meticulously built an iron wall of military might. Tanks, jets, and the Iron Dome have become its formidable shield. To Israelis, every military strike, every defensive action, is perceived as a vital act of self-defense, ensuring the safety of their citizens. They see it as protecting their very existence in a hostile region. Yet, to Arabs, every single strike, every military action, is experienced as an act of oppression, a continuation of their subjugation. This stark difference in perception fuels the enduring cycle of violence. However, aggression does not always stop at defense. It often extends beyond. Settlements continue to rise on Palestinian hills, steadily encroaching on what little land remains for Palestinian communities. Massive concrete walls cut through ancient villages, separating families and livelihoods, creating physical barriers that reinforce division. Gaza, home to 2 million people, lives under a suffocating blockade. Its skies are constantly watched, its borders sealed, restricting movement and access to essential resources. This creates an open-air prison, severely limiting the lives of its inhabitants. To the Arab world, this is not merely survival. It is perceived as outright domination, a systematic effort to control and suppress. It represents a slow suffocation of a people's fundamental dream of freedom and self-determination. World powers, through their actions and inactions, often fuel the fire of this conflict. Billions in weapons and aid flow from America to Israel, reinforcing its military capabilities and strategic position. Meanwhile, Arab leaders publicly cry out for justice for Palestine, yet some quietly normalize ties with the very state their people vehemently protest against. This creates a complex web of alliances and betrayals. Jerusalem, a city holy to Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike, stands as the beating heart of this struggle. Its sacred sites are revered by billions, making it a focal point of religious and political tension. Every ancient stone in Jerusalem carries centuries of faith, devotion, and, tragically, fury. The city embodies the deep historical and emotional layers that make this conflict so intractable and deeply personal. For Israelis, aggression is a fundamental act of survival, a shield against annihilation. For Arabs, it is an enduring injustice, a constant reminder of their dispossession and struggle for dignity. Until fear gives way to justice and power gives way to genuine peace, the Middle East will tragically remain a battlefield of broken promises and unfulfilled aspirations. The path forward demands profound change,